Well, hello, and welcome to Nerd Cave Show. This we always look so forward to these Tuesday evenings. It's
I'm just glad you don't look like a blueberry.
Yeah, it was funny because right before we went live, I realized that because of my blue light back here, it was blue, and yeah, it was interesting.
Lighting malfunction.
So, but yeah, we fixed it. Obviously, I look a little more, human now. Not quite as blueberry-ish, but
He was blue, yada, yada, or however that song goes. Yada, yada. Yeah, whatever.
I don't know, but
blue. You don't know
but
the
yeah,
song?
so I'm gonna turn it over to Ray now, and let's start chit-chatting. All right, here we go. There he is.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another wonderful, questionable, and never quite right Nerd Cave Show. We've got quite a bit to, we got some things to talk about.
Yeah.
News is kind of got there. I mean, there's plenty of news out there. Just some of it's like, I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, that's all stuff.
It's all stuff.
And we don't, we want to talk about things.
Yeah, talk about
stuff
things.
is everywhere, but we want to talk about things.
Things. We like things.
Hi, Mandy.
Tonight's Happy Juice is, we went back to the root beer.
Oh,
we tried. I'm going to be honest. We got to discuss this. If you guys, we discussed the really. I don't know if I want to discuss that whiskey. It is literally the worst whiskey I've ever had.
Yeah,
it is
Ezra Brooks, I believe it is.
Ezra Brooks.
Yeah.
It's got this. It's not just a normal whiskey bitterness. It's got this just.
It's like it's purposely trying to make you bitter by drinking it.
Yes, it's taste bud murdering whiskey. So I can't give up on this whiskey. I haven't thrown it out.
Ray doesn't quit on things.
I don't. Never on whiskey. So Beard brought what is it?
There's some sweet and sour mix. I was going to try to save it with some, make some whiskey sours out of it.
No,
it killed the sweet and sour. Took all of the sweet and made the sour even worse.
Well, it went from sweet and sour whiskey to sour and bitter whiskey. It was like whiskey on depression.
It was sad.
I was like, okay, well, maybe there's too much sour. Me add more whiskey into that. Worse. So then it was a battle. We haven't given up yet. I'm still figuring out there is a way to make use of this whiskey. I am still, he brought it up, so I can't give up on it. It is a mixer. It is a mixing whiskey. I just haven't figured out what to put in it yet.
Ray's had some interesting ideas. What you guys may very well see. Who knows? You might see us trying some stuff.
Yep.
At some point.
We got to do something.
Very long, because
you can't give up on whiskey. I'm sorry.
I know when to say when. But I'm kind of curious to see if we can beat the bitterness of this whiskey.
Oh, I'll beat it. I'll figure out a way. If I got to blend a banana in that thing, I'll make it work.
Banana blended whiskey. I'm not above trying just about anything.
My current thought is potassium is what that whiskey needs. It needs to be brought back to life. I mean,
potassium infused whiskey,
something like that. There's something that's got to help counteract that bitterness, because I know there's some flavor there. It's just maybe it was a bad batch. I don't know, but
maybe I've never tried that brand before.
Yeah.
So
if you guys saw on social media, I found this, and this is my massive Quake 2 disc that I made back in December of 1999.
He partied like it was 1999.
Almost. Now, those of you guys don't know, back in the days when we used to game, USB wasn't that big of, especially back in the XP, thumb drives weren't that big of a deal. I mean, you can get them, but they were pricey, and they were smaller than the 700 megabytes I can put on this. Like, they were like 16 megabytes, 4 megabytes, stuff like that. So there was no real practical use for them, because just the overall cost of them, these were cheaper, more readily available, and these were supposed to have a very good shelf life, which we all learned that was a lie. But there was tricks you can do, and that's actually one thing I wanted to talk about on this. We're going to take a Wayback Machine. Those of you guys that never messed with CDRs, or those of you guys that remember, there was freaks like me that kept trying to figure out ways of making these last. And one of the things we learned is, if you guys ever knew, And I know this is more useless information. I don't care. This is fascinating to me. This is what gives me the giddies, is information like this that makes people look at me like, what's wrong with you? CDRs, the way they worked, they were not like CDs. They call them, the reason why they call them press discs is with CDs, like audio discs you got, press discs, there was actually two clear, if you look on the disc, from a side angle, there's a clear disc, and the actual printed or the pitted layer that a CDR has is actually sandwiched between the two clear discs. That's what helps protect them. That's what helped them keep a long shelf life. CDRs, on the other hand, were manufactured very cheaply. Not only that, but they didn't have a nice metallic center layer. There was only one clear, hardened clear plastic, and that was on the bottom. The top, where you actually, the lasers actually burn the little ones and zeros or put the little holes in to set the ones and zeros, was an organic, or typically like an organic dye, or it was a kind of a dye. And what they did was when they had the clear discs, they would put it. It would get put in a machine jig, and it would ooze the dye on. It would get put on real thin. It would dry, and then they would put a clear coat, a real thin clear coat on the top. Well, it was that thin clear coat that would lift or get pitted, and then that would eventually lift, and eventually where the data was actually stored on that on the die would lift off the clear plastic, and then the disc would be dead. That's why these typically only had like maybe a couple of years shelf life, or if you were hard on them, a couple of days. So what
Kudos
some of us
to
would
Ray
do
for using the word ooze in an educational way. I'm just saying.
Here I'm educating people on CDRs, things that nobody uses anymore, and I love it. But one of the things we used to do, and that's what I did with this disc, and it kind of proves that it helped, because there's actually some pits where the disc was starting to get chipped, but on the disc, this is actually, for a while they had printed labels, and I actually made this in Photoshop. And I took a graphic and then put all the text on it, what I was going to put onto it. I printed it out in a printer. That's why it's kind of got this faded look to it. But I printed it out, and then you had this little CD jig thing that you put the disc into, and the label went on top, and it smashed it down and put it down nice and flat. Oh, Retro Obsesso said, I'm here. It's about time.
Yeah, where
I
you been,
am almost
Retro?
done talking about the virtues of helping to protect your CDRs for long-term use, and now you show up? A little bit delayed, dude. But I am so happy I did that with this disc, because I found this disc in a pile, not really in a pile. I used to keep spindles of discs. I used to keep towers of disc. I wanted to keep them. For a long time, I kept motherboard discs because it was great to have driver discs for older motherboards. And I found this sitting in a pile, and I was like, holy crap. And I dug it out, posted a picture on Instagram, which it went nuts. And I have to say, I'm thoroughly impressed, because I was able to recover every file on here. The only thing I didn't recover was the Quake 2, the 3.2 update with CTF. That's the only thing I didn't copy over, because you can still download that. But all the multiplayer maps, all the mods, everything that's on here is completely readable. I pulled them off. I'm going to archive them, and I'm going to archive them with all the rest of the Quake 2 stuff that I have, now that I actually have hard drive space. What had happened was I was starting to run out of space, so I made this disc to archive them, because I was needing to start purge things off, and it went in a spindle. So, yeah, that was the wonderful joys of my CDR that's still alive, that had all my Quake 2 stuff. It's cool. I pulled a bunch of the character multiplayer character models, and I've loaded those up into Quake, and most of them work just fine. I was pretty impressed.
Nice.
Watching season finale of 911. What's 911?
I don't know.
I don't
watch TV.
I'm assuming it's a television show.
I'm a Netflix dude.
All right. So, on with the news. Now I've completely got everybody like, why is he talking about CDRs? Because I found my Quake 2 disc, and I'm happy.
Because we like to keep the memories alive.
So yeah, my massive Quake 2 disc. I'm so stoked I got that. All right, Nintendo. So Nintendo released their information, and Animal Crossing has been dubbed the best start ever for a Nintendo Switch game.
These are some impressive numbers.
During their
I think.
quarterly earnings report, Nintendo said that they sold 13.41 million copies of the game worldwide in the first 6 weeks of release. The mass majority of the sales, basically 11.77 million, came in the first 11 days. It dropped on March 20th. New Horizons, Animal Crossing New Horizon, is ranked 7th of Nintendo's top list of selling Switch games. And let's see here. So it uses the 11.77 million figure to figure that. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe remains the top seller with 24.77 million copies. Yeah, New Horizons sits right behind Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. But they're assuming it's going to surpass those. That is phenomenal. And I know a few people that have been playing it. Yeah, there she is. Money. Yeah, so... for comparison, Nintendo has sold 17.37 million copies of Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield since its November 15, 2019 release. That is nuts. I mean, kudos to them. And I hear it's a great game. I haven't had a chance to play it. I don't own a Switch. I've been debating getting a Switch, but I haven't got it.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about it too. I don't have a Switch either, so I haven't played it. But
hey, Alexia, how's it going?
I've heard it's a really cool game.
Everybody say hello to Alexia. That's my cousin.
Alexia, hey, what's happening, Alexia?
Love the fox emojis. So yeah, no, it's during the investor call, Nintendo shared more details. Basically, there are now 27 Twitch titles with sales of more than 1 million copies. 18 of those are Nintendo games. The other 9 come from third-party publishers.
Nice.
So I know people like to talk crap about Nintendo, but man, those things sell. And the fact that it's a portable console, I mean,
right?
How can you go wrong? I really wanted to get one. My problem is I'll get it just to play the old Nintendo games.
And there's something wrong with that?
No. Retro goes, I've never played any of the Animal Crossing games. I know a few people. I've watched a few streamers play it, and I know a few people that have been playing it pretty heavily. And so I'm kind of... I've been half tempted on picking. I keep getting that urge. Mm-hmm. You know when people start talking about this game's really great, like the latest Mario Kart, that's a fun game. My son loves that too. The fact that I could be playing the Nintendo Switch while my son takes over the PS4 on the TV.
Yeah.
Or now that I have 2 TVs in the house, how did I do that? Does that make me a yuppie?
No.
Because I have 2 TVs in the house.
I have 2 TVs in my front room.
Wait a minute, how do you have 2 TVs in your front room?
Well, see, I had a 32-inch TV, and then we upgraded to a 50-inch. Mm-hmm. So I use the 32-inch now on my computer. Although I'm still trying to figure out how to get everything all the way it's supposed to be, because I'm not the tech person here. That's Ray. I'm more the...
You need someone to come over and whip the cables out?
I'm kind of nervous to answer that question.
I love giving questions you really question whether you want to answer or not. Yeah. That makes me feel squishy.
Travis and the puppies say hi too. Well,
sweet.
Hello to Travis and the puppies as well.
He said, "I'll stick to Street Fighter 2." Didn't they redo Street Fighter 2?
I do not know.
I don't know. I do know they're remaking, for those that you guys, the remakes, and which are ground up remakes of Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 are being worked on.
Those.
Those are going to look, I've already seen some of the videos. You guys haven't checked them out. Yes, they are redoing Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2. So those are going to be coming out, and I'm pretty sure they're going to have them on everything. Nintendo, PlayStation, and Xbox. Yeah. So those of you guys love the Tony Hawk games, they're coming out, and they're revamping everything. We're talking completely redone graphics engine, completely redone graphics. I think Tony Hawk is really going forward to this because as I stated before, you guys noticed my post, I already said that, he needs more money so he can just drive around telling little kids to do ollies and kick flips.
Probably.
I mean, he needs financial aid, or he needs financial stability to be able to go around and tell kids to do tricks on their skateboards. And I'm all for it. I think it's a novel thing he needs to do.
I don't know if he's done it or not, but he should do like they do at Guitar Center where they do clinics. Mm-hmm. He should do skateboarding clinics if he hasn't.
I think
already
he does.
Done them.
If I remember correctly, he has like a skateboarding. What is it? A skateboarding park and all that
he's got all
stuff.
Kinds of stuff. Yeah.
So and Luigi's Mansion looks really good too. I've seen a few videos of those, and I've kind of been like, I really want to play Luigi's Mansion. There's a lot of really cool Nintendo Switch.
I haven't played the one for the
investment.
Switch, but I played it for the Wii. I think it was the Wii. Yeah. And then my son had it on the Game Boy, the 3D, 3DS. Yeah,
3DS. Okay. That's what I like about the Nintendo Switch. It's both a TV and a portable console in one.
Yeah.
And that's the main reason I want to get it, because I've been kind of wanting a portable again. Because playing games on my phone sucks. I hate doing it.
Yeah.
Like those companies that keep trying to produce mobile games, stop it. I'm not going to play them.
Now, unless you're talking about like the point and click kind of games like that, those are great. But I mean, anything other than that, no. It's just, I
have my Tiny Tower, I have my Pokemon Go, and that's really all. And my Sudoku. Those are the games I like to play on my phone. Beyond that, I need enough battery life to take phone calls and everything else.
Right.
I'm not playing full-on 3D games. I need to hop in, play for a minute or two, and then hop out. If I'm going to dive into a game, I want full-on graphics, big, huge monitor, headphones on, and me screaming at people. I've got minimum requirements, and you can't really do that on a mobile phone.
Which you haven't lived until you've heard Ray scream at people when he's playing a video game. It is hilarious.
I get really creative with my cuss words.
You should. I'm telling you, if you ever have the opportunity, soak it in, record it if you can. Don't play it back anywhere. Just keep it for yourself. But seriously, it's great stuff.
It really is. Really is. I think it's time to move on to the Cave Gem.
Are we turning or moving?
Are we doing?
We can do that.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Tonight's Cave Gem, and we got a little bit more into this. Cave Gem tonight is a 3-part. And I want to do something a little different, because a lot of people have been asking me, especially now that most people are at home, they have been asking me I've got a bunch of friends with very little money. They're trying to do the extreme budget podcasting setup.
This is a pretty good way to go about it.
And all of these items I have personally used, and I actually, for the price, I like the sound quality of them.
Hang on. Before we go any farther, Retro just made a good comment about the Wii. He said, just remember the Switch Lite can't be docked and hooked up to a TV.
Yeah.
It's strictly portable, whereas the regular Switch can be docked and it's portable at the same time.
And there's a $100 difference between the two.
Yeah.
Which I would rather spend the $100.
Right. Because, if you're going to go, you may as well go big.
Yeah, and the other thing
Especially
about the portable is the Joy-Cons aren't detachable. They're molded in. So it's one solid portable unit. Still a decent unit, but...
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so tonight's Cave Gem is a 3-parter. The first one, and this is right at about $100 for a single mic. And the reason why there's several reasons why I spec these out. One, it is the Blue Icicle XLR to USB, and everybody knows Blue makes some pretty decent microphone stuff. Well, we bought a few of these for basic microphone setups where we already had the microphones. We just needed a way to get the microphone into the computer, into the laptops. And we bought a few of these, and actually overall the sound quality is pretty good. And I have tried both RE20 broadcast microphones, the SM48 that I'm putting here. Overall, it doesn't sound the best. A good mic processor is going to make that mic sound the best, but this does sound really good for what you're paying for this. The other benefit is if you're not very tech savvy, you will love this because you plug this in and your computer recognizes it as a microphone.
Nice.
No drivers.
So you don't have to worry about drivers. Nice.
No,
okay.
no software, no drivers. It's as basic as it gets. You plug it in, and it recognizes it as a microphone input.
Nice. However, I can't stress enough, learn all the technical stuff if you can. Learn that stuff so that you can do all the stuff yourself, because as a person that doesn't know all that stuff, I find situations very frustrating where I got to wait, or I got to, be like, Ray, I need help.
Exactly. Well, that's what people have been. A lot of people have been asking me. The nice thing is this is compatible. It's USB 2.0. If you're looking for doing actual full-on recordings, like I know people that can do podcasting and some other basic stuff with this, and it'll sound great. It does 44.1 16-bit, which is your basic CD quality audio.
All right.
I'm not going to say it's recording audio quality, but you could record with it. If
you were starting out, it'd be a good beginner's.
Yeah, and the price of this is $60. They actually were cheaper before, but they've kind of crept up. But this is one of those. This item here is one of those that hasn't exponentially grown. I was looking at another device to quote, and what that is the Behringer here. Unfortunately, this has doubled in price lately. So for those that are looking to get going right now, this Blue Icicle, which I have in the past found for $40, is currently sitting at $60, which is a very good price. It actually does do phantom power if you do have a condenser mic. And if you notice on the little silver, that's actually a volume knob to adjust the volume up and down.
Oh, okay. I was going to ask about that. All right.
So yes, you do have a volume pot, but from my experience with this microphone, I have never found a microphone where you didn't want to be at full volume.
Right.
For $50-$60, it's good. It's just not the best.
Yeah.
I don't want to dock it because for the price, it's very good. The other thing I'm pairing up with it is the Shure SM48. And that is a standard, that's the one here, is a standard vocal microphone, and those sell for $40.
Not a bad price for a decent
So
microphone.
right there, you're at $100 for, and that's a single mic.
About 120, but somewhere around there. Yeah.
Yeah. That's $100. Well, you got 60 and 40. Is that correct? Yeah, 60 and 40.
Oh, never mind. I'm sorry. I was seeing the mic stand, the price.
Yeah,
for the mic
if
stand
you wanted
also.
to get the mic stand, these are the ones like I said, you plug in the standard SM48. This is actually a Beta 58. I didn't have my 48 here. And you literally just plug it right in, and the USB comes out, plugs right in your computer. Any software, Audacity recognizes it, Cool.it recognizes the Icicle, Audition recognizes it. I haven't found any audio software that didn't have any issue with it.
Nice.
So Audacity will find it, and that's free software for recording.
Wonderful.
If you need a mic stand, the Stage Rocker is the one that I've got a handful of these, and I actually like these. It is a weighted base, so it stays down on the table. It's got fairly soft pads. If not, you can and I can show you guys a trick. You can put a soft pad on the bottom of it to help isolate the sound, but it is a boom mic, so you can put a mic clip on it and extend it up, and it's even got height up. But it's weighted, so even if the microphone's extended all the way out, it's not going to tip the microphone in because it's got the weighted base on it. This is both a kick drum, a bass kick drum, and a tabletop stand. So this is an additional $26. But if you just need a microphone and just a microphone to get in, and here's the reason why I'm saying the Blue Icicle in this. For those that hold on one second, Alexia. Ray, is that the one you were telling me about today? Yes. No. What I was discussing. Oh yeah, it was. That's the one I was telling you about. No. The one I was telling you about was the Blue Yeti. Not the Blue Icicle. This is the Blue Icicle, the one I'm discussing. The Blue Yeti, and it was the reason why I told you that one was it's an all-in-one. It's a microphone, USB all together. This one would be a little bit better, but it's also a bit more of a technical setup. This I'm going to say is more better for people who are trying to do podcasting. The other reason I'm discussing this, and then actually if this is something you want to go with, the other reason I'm telling people to go this, because a lot of people who do podcasts eventually want to grow into two microphones. Well, if you buy an SM48, and you want to add a second microphone, you just buy a second one, and then instead of buying another icicle, which I don't know if two icicles will work on the same system. I haven't tested that yet. But you can buy a small
experiment.
Well, what I tell people to do is they make little 4 8-channel mixers with 2 or 4 XLR in. And then now you have multiple microphones, and it's still USB out to your computer.
Yeah.
And then you're taking those same 48s, and you can use them for other things. The Blue Yeti, the USB mics a lot of people go with are nice, but they're hard to work with. Whereas if you get a standard mic, and then I tell this people not only doing podcasts, but they also, well, I got a friend of mine that plays guitar. Okay, well, if you have a standard microphone, dip the microphone down and angle it in. With the Blue Yeti, you're stuck with this clunky bass. Yeah. And it works great for if you're just sitting in front of it. But say you want to do an instrument, right. It's stuck on the table and you're a distance away.
Yeah.
With a standard microphone, you can just get a different mic stand, and boom, you're using your same stuff. You can grow with it. Whereas with a Blue Yeti, if you want to go to 2 mics, I don't know if you can do 2 Blue Yetis on the same system. Now you're going to have to replace your entire audio rig. With this, a $40 mic, a $60 icicle, Blue Icicle, and you've got a single mic set up, and then from there you can grow with still using the same equipment you already have. The whole point whenever I do this stuff is I want something that people can buy real cheap, but they're not throwing it all out when they want to upgrade to more. And that's actually this setup.
Nice.
You're getting a professional level microphone. It's not the best, but if you wanted to, you can buy a standard SM58, and that's about a $100 microphone. It's
that's
a bit
what
of a
I
bump.
have.
Yeah, the F58s. This is a Beta 58. This is a $160 microphone.
Yeah.
This is the ones that I use. But I've used the Icicle on this, and it works great. I've used the Icicle on an RE20 broadcast mic. It works great. A 428 Sennheiser worked great there too. So the Blue Icicles are really good. And for those people who are looking for doing a single mic setup, that's the way to go. And actually, with a mic stand of SM48 and the Icicle, you are at about the same price as the Blue Yeti.
The Blue Yeti, yeah, just about.
But the thing is say you don't care about that mic, you want to upgrade to your mic later, okay, but you can still use the Blue Yeti. Or somebody gives you, and I've had this happen, someone gives you a mixer. If the mixer has XLR out, well, you can plug the XLR, you can plug the Blue Yeti into the left output of the mixer from mono out, and then use that mixer to mix all your mics together. Like I said, for me, this is the building block of a starting podcast that you can, everything's adaptable and using other stuff.
Is that the Blue Yeti or the Icicle that you can do that with?
The Blue Icicle.
Okay.
Or the Blue Icicle. The Blue Icicle has the XLR. That one right there.
Gotcha. Okay.
So the whole point is you can build onto the rig, whereas if you buy these all-in-ones, you're stuck with them. And I know a lot of people also talk about the Go XLR, but the problem is those things are pricey. And I was trying to build something right at $100 so people can get started right away with good sound quality. And that's the reason why I chose it. The Go XLR is a great device.
There's a reason he's called AudioCraZ, folks, because
if you guys saw my setup,
audio. He's all about it.
Put it to you guys this way. My setup is an 18-channel digital mixer that I can multi-track record from, but I use that same setup. The reason why I spent the extra money is because I've also recorded bands with it. I take it out and do live events with it. So for me, I am all about buying equipment that I can use in multiple facets. To me, I want to get the most out of the money I spend on something. If you buy a Blue Yeti, it's a USB mic. That's all you can do. You can plug in a computer and that's it. With regular, the more money you spend, you're getting more stuff. Well, this is a good base level that you can grow on.
Exactly.
And that's the whole reason why I chose the Blue Icicle, the SM48, which is a pretty decent sounding mic. We use them all the time. A $40 professional level microphone. And here's the nice thing. Say you buy a mixer, guess what? Unplug the Icicle, plug your microphone into the mixer.
Exactly.
It's that simple.
Yeah.
Say you want to upgrade to something like this, where it has a little bit better preamp and a little bit better sound quality. Okay, plug your microphone into this now. Just buy an XLR cable.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
XLR cables are not expensive.
No. They're like $10-15.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the whole point is when people ask me about getting the Blue Yetis, it's like, yeah, it's nice, but I know a lot of people want to grow into things. I know a lot of people that want to start with podcasts, but eventually they want to have multiple people. Well, buy the equipment that's going to grow with you.
Exactly.
And that's, like I said, that's the reason why I chose this stuff.
Good. Yes, we have been joined by our very own Lady Duke. What's up, Amanda?
Miss Duke, how you doing?
Welcome.
So yeah, the cave, did you post all the links? I've been yakking away. He hasn't posted any of the links.
Tripping. I was listening. I was learning, man.
Yeah, I know.
All right. I'm gonna put the links up right there for you. He's gonna yak.
So, but like I said, the blue icicle does do phantom power, and it also does. It's like I said, it's 44 1 16-bit. You can get higher into stuff like this. When you move up to something like this, you're getting a little bit higher resolution for doing recording stuff. But like I said, this is right now, these were originally like $60-70. These have gone up to $140. That's the only reason I took this out of the mix, because I was trying to do a $100 price point for people doing podcasts and setting up for, like my cousin, she's going to be doing a show here soon. If she comes out here, I'll show her how to do the. I've got the gear to make her sound like nobody else's business. I mean, it'll sound
absolutely.
like you're right in the room with her. As much as I like the Blue Yetis, they pick up too much room noise when it comes to depending what you want to do. What she's going to do, honestly, eventually, when down the road as she grows, I want to have her in equipment where she can grow into a shotgun mic. Because the one thing I don't want is her having to have a microphone that's going to change places because she's going to be changing her outfits.
Exactly.
And
that's just too much hassle.
Yeah, if everybody knows, there's a proximity effect with microphones. So if you can put a microphone in the same place, that'll make you sound the best.
Absolutely. Sorry, I put all the links up in one thing, and I took that down, and I'm doing each one individually. So.
She is working on it, and as soon as she gets all her stuff up and going, we are in the process of getting her up and her YouTube channel up and going. And as soon as she does, I will make sure to post links for everybody here, so you guys go check it out. But like I said, for $100, which is a microphone and the USB input, the software recording is easy. Go download Audacity for free. There's your free audio recording software.
Yeah, Audacity is a great program. I use it. I mean, it's free. So, and a lot of people hear free and they think, oh, well, it's not as good as what you pay for.
Okay, well, it's open source.
Maybe, but it's still good software.
It really is. Oh, did I tell everybody what we're drinking tonight?
Yes.
Okay, Rebel Yell, root beer whiskey.
Root beer.
So
as you can see, I'm almost done with mine, and I'm sad.
And here's the other thing. A lot of people are talking about if you get a Blue Yeti, you're going to fight with noise and stuff like that. With a standard microphone, you can position it where you're directly in front of the mic. And here's the thing. She can use it down here in a nice room, use it like this. Oh, we're going to go out somewhere. Take the microphone and stuff with her. She can go out and do interviews with people. She can handhold it.
Absolutely.
If she's got her laptop. There's so many uses for a standard microphone.
Very versatile.
I actually have, if anybody hasn't seen it, I actually had an adapter at one point in time where I could use my handheld mic plugged into my cell phone. And some of the past videos we did a long time ago, I was doing interviews with people with this microphone. And it was patched into my cell phone. So we were getting really good quality audio into a live stream we were doing off my cell phone. I forget, it was something down at the fairgrounds. I can't remember what it was.
I believe that was the first show that we did, wasn't it? Or the first video that we did. That was the Geham's, the train show. Yeah.
And the other, like I said, the other thing is, for those of you guys who aren't tech savvy, the key element here is this is a $60 microphone input for your laptop that requires no software. You plug it in, Windows or Mac goes, ding, ding, hey, it's a microphone, USB microphone.
And as someone that is not as tech savvy as someone like Ray,
did you ever get that PreSonus working?
I did. I've been trying to use it.
I haven't used it since Windows 10 because that's a pretty older unit. So.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so I think it's time to move on. But like I said, you guys have any questions? I've had a bunch of people asking me, and I've been doing a bit more research on trying to find something that works well. But the icicles, I have used them, and I think I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to do a video of using one here soon. Just so you guys can hear the sound quality. I'll use my Beta 58. That tends to be a really good staple of what's good sound. So. I'm going to try to get my hands on one of them. Actually, I got a bunch of them at the office.
We got a couple of things here. Retro says I have to try my new Razer Kraken headset out.
Oh, there you go.
Logitech had so much background noise that he could basically not use it if anyone is in the background. And that mic is pretty nice. Or that mic is pretty nice, though. Okay, that's interesting.
Rock on.
Yeah. And let's see. Amanda says, I'd love to get me a Shure. Can't argue with the quality brand. Yeah, exactly. Shure is a great brand. There's a reason.
Well, here's
that professionals use it.
There's several reasons why professionals like. Well, there's Shure, there's Sennheisers, there's AKGs, but there's a reason why we like these mics. That did absolutely nothing to the microphone.
Now understand, you just saw a sound guy drop a microphone. Mm-hmm. Sound guys don't drop microphones.
The Blue Yeti, I'm going to tell you this. If something breaks or something, you're throwing it away and buying another one. On a professional microphone, I can take it apart and repair it. It's tight together. I don't want to rip that. But I can buy a new capsule. I can replace the XLR connector. You can buy the top balls on this. Like this Beta 58 one is only like $25 on eBay and Amazon.
Yeah, they're inexpensive. Now I have my SM58, but the one that I bought, it was used. Has a little dent in it, but I think it adds a little character. You know, I mean, I'm dented too, so.
Let me give you guys a little story on why so many of us love the SM, and I'll tell you this: the SM stands for studio mic. Shure originally made these microphones, the SM line, to be a studio recording mic, and they were good. But there were in the studio there was a little bit better ones. Then they started handing them to tour guys, and tour guys fell in love with them, and that's when the SM line really, really took off. And the reason being is not only was it a great sounding mic, but they were bulletproof. I have seen people run over these with the semi trucks. I have seen these being dropped in a bucket of mysterious liquid. Is the best way to call it.
A bucket o' stuff.
A bucket o' liquid. What was in the... Okay, we won't go there. But they were rinsed off, hung upside down, dried for overnight or for the next day, and then used again because they worked fine. Didn't sound any different. They worked perfectly like brand new. When you buy some mics, you're buying kind of a name. People are like, well, why do you buy that? Because these things, I have owned this microphone right here. I have owned this for about 8 years now. Where we work, the Rabobank, the theater, we have Beta 58s. This is a Beta 58A. We have Beta 58s. They haven't made those in years. I think they stopped making them in the 80s. The original Beta 58, we actually have some that are working to this day. They were manufactured in the 60s or 70s.
It was less than, I want to say maybe 4 or 5 months ago. I set 3 of them up for a school show that we did personally. And these are old microphones, but they are workhorses.
They are. This is an investment that, well, the technical term is called ROI, or return on investment. You cannot get better on a Shure, Sennheiser, AKG, a good quality mic. You spend a little bit of extra money on the good ones. They can be serviced, they can be repaired. And as long as you take care of them, they will last longer than you. 30 years use on a microphone is not uncommon for a good quality mic.
I'm sorry. Okay, let's go back a little bit. Amanda was talking about the price of the cave gem. It does all the mixing, she asks.
Okay, well, you got to remember, mixing is mixing multiple microphones together.
Right.
With a podcast setup in this thing, it's a single mic that goes in. You're plugging a single mic into a USB device. Your computer's recording that single one. If you're going to do mixing, then you would get a mixer.
Yep.
And plug multiple microphones into it. What we were talking about was a simple starter $100 single mic podcast setup.
So it doesn't do the mixing itself. You still
there's no mixing involved with it. You can't mix a single mic.
True.
Unless in post, in software, you're going to add in music later.
Yeah. She says they're pretty indestructible, good for karaoke nights.
Oh, yeah.
Do we want to hear Audio and Gary sing a heavy metal duet?
Ooh, that sounds like a good idea.
We actually, I'm going to go ahead and say it. Just they're way back in the old times. Once upon a time, Ray and I actually had a little rap group together. Yeah.
There's a flashback I never thought I'd have.
Yeah.
I think I need a drink to that.
I would, but I'm out. But yeah, no, actually, Ray and I.
Wow, I had completely forgot about
that. You say sing together. That's funny because Ray and I were. Well, he was a bass and I was a baritone in 8th grade, and yeah, we were in the same choir class. And actually, it was funny, Ray. I just saw Miss Pryor was at that school show I was just talking about.
She is still there?
Yes.
Oh crap!
Yeah. Well, she was at it was a high school, but yeah, she's still teaching music. So that was a trip.
That was her love and passion. You can tell that she was an amazing.
Absolutely.
She was an amazing choir and music teacher. So I need to go say hi to her.
Yeah.
All right. So. Well, there's
Let's see. Oh, yeah. I see. That's Eric. Eric said, "Good evening, Mr. Bear and Ray Rice." Hey, you got your own nickname, Ray. That's cool. That mic looks like little Tony. Now, I don't know if you remember Ray or if you ever met him. Tony was one of the locals that comes in. He's not a local as in from Bakersfield, not one of the union members, but he came in with Kevin Gregory.
Okay.
I don't know if you ever met him or not, but he was a little dude. He was really cool. But he said that mic looks like little Tony's afro. I call him 58 for short. That's great, Eric. I love that.
That's hilarious, dude. That's right. Call him 58. That's actually I've never heard. That's perfect nickname. Perfect.
I have my own nickname for him, but that's a whole show's worth of information there. But yeah, I might pick up 58 from now on.
That's actually pretty good.
Amanda says a rap group. Nice. Got to make some new material. Oh, you never know.
You never know. We haven't. See, me and my daughter haven't. Me and her made a metal song for the Taco Lights.
You did. And by the way, if you haven't seen the Taco Light song, go back down there somewhere. You'll find a link to the old. Yeah, you need to check that out.
I'll tell you what, guys. I'll post the link to it in the group page, the Nerd Cave
Dwellers. Yes.
The Nerd Cave Dwellers Facebook group page. Go there, check it out. all right. Memories from the head of my mind. Oh,
man, now I want more root beer flavored whiskey.
Mm-hmm. All right. I still haven't tried putting vanilla ice cream in it. All right, so this was kind of a weird one. I saw this yesterday, and I had to talk about it because this kind of made my butthole pucker a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I was a bit upset. So there's a rumor
I'm in the studio with him, and I'm nervous now. I'm just saying.
You're just upset that I still got whiskey and you don't.
I am quite upset about that, actually.
So. There's a rumor that Marvel Studios actually has no plans for Deadpool 3, which kind of contradicts. And basically what it is over the weekend, Rob Liefeld, who, those of you guys don't know, Rob Liefeld is the original creator of Deadpool. And from what I understand, he's been a part of Deadpool 1 and 2. Well, he's basically been, he's either been tweeting or something, that Disney has no interest in doing another Deadpool movie.
Nope.
Which is kind of strange because not too long ago, Rob Iger from Disney And the writers of the Deadpool spoke about future plans for the franchise now that it's at Marvel. Because you got to remember, the past 2 times it was Fox, then it got bought, and that Deadpool was the one that got brought over to Marvel, which is kind of strange because it's a bit over the top, and I think the mouse doesn't quite like it. That's why they kind of did that whole clean, the Deadpool Christmas special, which I still have not seen.
Wait a minute, is that the one with Fred Savage?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry. Side tangent here. Let me turn my. If you haven't seen the PG Deadpool, what is it, 2? You need to see it because it's not a bad movie. Yes, it's PG. They took all the good stuff out, whatever. But there's actually there's a little bit of stuff in there that didn't make it in the first release. So it's kind of its own movie, a standalone thing in its own right. But I do suggest you check it out. It's not a bad
I'm
movie.
curious to find out what.
Yes.
I still need to see it because the problem is Deadpool as a PG just sounds wrong. But I think they did it. They did enough change to make it funny enough.
They made it was funny. They did keep the humor, and I'm telling you, it was very reminiscent of the Princess Bride with Fred Savage as the little boy.
Yeah,
and
that's why they did that.
Yes, I strongly suggest. This is one of those rare instances where I get to strongly suggest Ray see a Deadpool movie.
Well, I've got time this week. I've got time this week, so I'll probably. You know what? I'll look on. Is it on Amazon Prime?
I believe it is. I think that's where we saw it.
So,
Retro says his wife didn't accept the invite to Nerd Cave Dwellers.
She doesn't love us.
Hang on.
She just doesn't want to be part of
the
cool kids.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
She did not accept. Wait, what is the correct answer for accepting the invite to join the Nerd Cave Dwellers? It's yes, you accept it. The other one? That's it. You heard it. Ray didn't hear it yet. He'll hear it later, trust me. Anyway, I'm sorry. That was a side note, tangent thing.
But yeah, as opposed to the Deadpool, what's going on is what the rumor is, and there's not a whole lot to go on. It's just been Rob Liefeld complaining that, or basically posting that there's nothing going on. The problem is what may be happening, and this is mere speculation, is that he might be being left out of the next Deadpool movie. I have a feeling
I could see that happening.
And here's why. I know he was a part of the Deadpools because Deadpool was its own thing.
Mm-hmm.
But now we're at a point where the X-Men and Deadpool are now going to be integrated into the Marvel Universe. So are they going to do Deadpool as its own thing, or is he going to be integrated in the MCU? He's already missed the boat on messing with Thanos like he did in the comics. So that whole ordeal is kind of messed up. We're not going to see that.
A lot of directors and producers are rethinking a lot of upcoming projects because of this situation. There's going to be a very limited number of content this year, sadly.
This year, yes. And basically what it is a lot of productions have got those movies that are done, they're either A, releasing them onto on-demand, or B, pushing their release back. But that also means a lot of the other movies that were already going to be released during those slots, they're going to be doing a lot of fighting. So there's a lot of jumbling around. You know, some movies that have been done and that were going to be slated, and there's no point to pushing them back. Yeah, they got released on demand, like the ones that got released on Amazon, you can purchase.
Which were some good movies. I mean, you know.
Yeah, Bloodshot was a decent one. But there's just a lot of question of what they're going to have to do, because you got to remember, as soon as people are going to go out, they're not going to drop a lot of their great movies right away.
No.
Because a lot of people are going to... There's not going to be a whole lot of people going to the movie theaters right away, because a lot of people have been out of work for a long time. They don't have a lot of extra pocket cash. Two, there's still going to be fears of getting COVID-19 for a while now, because think about it, we don't have a cure yet. So there is going to be that aspect of it. So there's
not even a vaccine yet. So yeah, you are absolutely right there.
There's a lot going on the whole what are we going to do going forward? What's going to be the best strategy? And a lot of it is we're just going to put a lot of projects on hold. A lot of these other, unfortunately, a lot of the smaller ones or the ones that probably weren't going to net as much money are going to get tabled. And unfortunately, when you table something, it could get packed up later, or it's tabled and left there and forgotten.
That's happened.
That happens a lot.
So many times.
Yeah, so unfortunately, there's a lot of that going on. There's going to be a lot of...
Are they still, I'm sorry, do you know, are they still talking about releasing Black Widow on demand?
No, they pushed that one. From what I understand, they pushed that one back.
Ah, okay, all right.
That one, there was rumors because they were going to be doing a bunch of movies on demand. That's one of them that they decided to go ahead and push back. I don't think Marvel wants to release any of their movies right away, but there's a lot of movies that were in pre-production. You got to remember that right now, instead of doing a lot of the pre-productions being worked on, scripts, initial graphic work, anything that be done from a computer and be done from offices or they can do from home, all the pre-production is being worked on currently. It's just there's not a whole lot of it. There's a bunch of stuff that just can't be done, like, a bunch of guys get away and get texture maps done or get environment maps done or 3D do the green screen or multiple camera shot. There's a lot of stuff they can't do, but there's a lot of assets and stuff that they can do beforehand in preparation.
Yeah.
But you also got to realize there's a lot of these movies that they were trying to work on stuff, and there's a lot of stuff that's just not going to be worked on. And this whole outfit is basically going to affect us for several years on both movies and entertainment. So.
Amanda said, let's see, going back to Deadpool, if Deadpool is in the MCU, then the writing will be toned down a lot, and I don't think that's the way to go. You need to keep the writing for this character. I agree with you.
Yes.
But also, I mean, if you're taking Deadpool from his own singular environment to like something, let's say like the Avengers or something, if you're going to introduce him into that, a little evolution is not necessarily a bad thing, I don't think.
Here's what I think is going to happen. This is what I'm hoping is going to happen. I hope that they do... that Deadpool gets done as a movie, but as kind of its own thing, much like there's a lot of stuff that's in the MCU, but they don't ever cross paths. You've got all the the Marvel the Marvel Netflix shows that those were technically Marvel, but they weren't directly in the MCU. They kind of talked about stuff, but nobody ever crossed paths. I hope that's what happens with Deadpool. Keep him away from the other stuff, because I think that's kind of a... I think he should be more of a... If he is introduced, he should be like a cameo, like Toasty, and then leaves. Beyond that...
I don't know. I mean, I would personally love to see Deadpool and Captain America interact. I just think that would be hilarious.
No, what I want to see...
Language.
I want to see... more interaction between Deadpool and X-Men.
Yeah.
I want to, and honestly, here's my and everybody, I know everybody's been dying to see this. I want to see Wolverine and Deadpool begrudgingly team up together.
I could see.
I think it'd be absolutely hilarious. The problem is it has to be Hugh Jackman, and he already put up the clause. So if anything, it would be a lot of money.
Didn't he say that he would come back under the right circumstances?
He was real good. He's really good friends with Ryan Reynolds. So there's that whole aspect of it. Yeah, and he actually did. He put the clause back on in the end of Deadpool.
Yeah,
Deadpool 2. So he would do it.
It could happen if the planets aligned in just the right order.
Here's what I'm going to say about this. When I'm going to say that there's going to be a bit of a shakeup coming up with movies, and not only is it going to be like, hey, only these movies are going to come out, but you're going to see now that a lot of these actors are going without work for a long period of time.
Right?
A lot of the things they weren't going to do, they're like, you know what? All right, fine. To get back into doing things, I'll do it. That's going to happen.
Everybody
and you're going
needs
to
a
see.
paycheck.
Well, it's not only that, but
Well, sometimes actors just want to create. They want
exactly. My
to
point,
be involved in that creative process.
My point is this: a lot of them. There's a lot of actors. I'm pretty sure Hugh Jackman was going into burnout, doing with the Wolverine.
Oh,
I have a feeling now that we've
that.
had enough time, and everybody's been sitting at home. Right now, I know the writers are going absolutely nuts, writing some amazing stuff.
Oh yeah,
and there's actors there's actors sitting down, twiddling their thumbs for months, and they're going, I need to act. You know what? I said this before, but I don't care. I want to work. It's not so much for money. It's so much that they're creators that need to create. They're people that need to be doing stuff. And I know for a fact that there's a lot of these actors that said, no, I wouldn't do it before, but now they've been sitting on their bum for, all they can do is work out in their homes for, several months now. They're aching to do something. And
this is actually an interesting segue into one of Amanda's comments that I want to read right here. She said it's going to be a year-long January season type releases. Hopefully projects through Amazon and Netflix can bring substance. Just to kind of fill the void and kind of, take up some space there. I hear that, definitely. Hopefully, and Amazon and Netflix have got some pretty good things happening. Whether or not they can keep up that momentum, that's the ultimate question, I think, as far as that goes. Personally.
I can see it. And here's the thing. I know that the Marvel is working on some projects. Like I said, they're not going to be crossing into the whole, the MCU, and now he plays, because we're going to see some of these characters go away. We've already seen Tony Stark go away. We're going to see several others just kind of go away.
Actually, I heard Tony Stark is coming back.
Well, he's dead. Okay, I'm sorry. He's a superhero, and they don't actually die. They come back in some stupid... The comics always write them back into life. Well, no, from what I understand, there's going to be another... we got to have the young female that's going to be taking up the mantle of Tony Stark. And I'm anxious to see that. I want to know who... they kind of hinted at it being Tony Stark's daughter. I don't want to see that happen. I mean, it probably will, but I don't want to see it happen.
That's probably exactly what's going to happen, although that's not actually canon, right?
No, basically she was this really, really bright girl that hacked Tony's stuff. She was that intelligent.
That is what needs to happen, Marvel. That is what you folks need to do.
Oh, it's already done in the comics. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Don't change it.
Whether now the other, you got to also remember, we don't know if we're going to see another Spider-Man movie because Sony still technically controls Spider-Man,
right?
And there was that whole debacle.
There were some makeup sessions there. Not make
there
out.
Was. We'll see what happens now that everybody's banks are starting to dry up. All right, we don't care anymore. We need the coffers need to be
exactly.
We need to stoke that fire a little bit. What else? We got, I really want to see some more Marvel shows happen, but the problem is we can't do it. We're going to be stuck on reruns for a while because we got to do a bunch of production on other stuff. Trying to think, what else do we need?
We need entertainment.
We do. Well, that's why we're here.
Yes, that's why we're here.
We drink and entertain because we're that goofy.
Yeah. I need to remember to get 2 glasses of Happy Juice before the next show.
I can't believe you drank it. You like that root beer stuff really well.
I do, more than I should.
I got to buy another bottle of this stuff. Anybody, like I said, we've tried it before. We had it again. Rebel Yell root beer whiskey. If you love root beer, you will love this.
I'm sorry. Now, okay, we just had April make us a comment. Now, April is Retro's better half.
My husband is a dick.
I don't know why the comment was made. Hang on, there we go. I don't know why the comment was made, but yes.
We love you, April.
I love the comment.
We love
I'm
you,
not
April.
saying I agree with it. I don't know. But hey. Spooky games are going to be coming.
Oh,
Scorn is
Scorn,
being
yes.
worked on. Yes, Scorn looks good. And there are some other ones I'm excited to see come out.
I'm still upset that System Shock 3 is still in limbo.
Well, you know what? Why don't we let's protest?
I'm protesting now. I don't know how to protest, obviously. I'm not doing it properly, but I am not happy. Oh, I do want to talk about this. Because those of you guys don't know, I got stuck watching Defiant on Netflix.
I need to finish that show, actually.
That's a really good show.
We were watching it when it was on.
I then found out that there was a Defiant MMO.
Yes, it came out roughly at the...
No, it got... No. They originally started working on the Defiant game in 2008.
Yep.
Then they decided, which was developed by Sci-Fi with, I can't remember the company. Then Sci-Fi decided, hey, at the same time, and then they also developed a television show.
Yep.
Both the show and the game released on the same day.
Yep. I remember that. I never played the game, but I did watch the show.
It's free to play.
Nice.
So you can download it and play it. It's called Defiance 2050, and it is on Steam.
Nice.
So you can download it, you can play it. I actually had a really good time playing it. It's not quite like the show. The show gives you more of a kind of a Western feel, and you know the E-Rep soldiers are the ones you want to avoid, but the game is like the E-Rep soldiers who you're going to work with, which kind of like it is the same. It's basically the same universe. It feels like, but doesn't feel like the same thing you're doing.
It's like a what if episode.
Yeah, and you're supposed to be able to get to level 50. I ran into one problem. I got to level 20, and the quest chain you're on takes you to an instance, a 4-man instance. The problem is, I queued for about an hour, still was waiting for 3 other players after an hour. There's no other quests unless you run around and pick up some other little ones. So you can grind your way up higher, but you can't continue the quest line. I am literally stuck at the level 20 quest line. So I'm kind of upset
So we need
about that.
2 other people because I'm one of the 3. I'm gonna go. I might, I'll give it a shot. We need 2 other people to start playing this game so that Ray can level up. Yeah.
See, Alexia says you should check out the adult cartoon on Netflix called Big Mouth. It's hilarious. I'll have to check it out.
Amanda says, "Oh, geez, the female hormone monster is pretty good."
Really?
I've heard about Big Mouth. I've never seen it, but I've heard about it.
Yeah. Oh, those you guys don't know, I have done work on I've been telling you guys about my Quake 2 server, my Coupon server. I have it up. Not only that, I have updated it to Q2 Pro, which is a newer version, which actually, if you download the Quake, basically it's called Quake 2 Pro or Q2 Pro. It is a port of the Quake 2 engine that has a game browser. So you can actually see a list in the game of servers you can join. The AudioCraZ Nerd Cave Show Coupon server now lives there. So if you download that to your Quake 2, put the Quake 2 port, Q2 Pro into your Quake 2, super fast downloads. My server's currently running on an AT&T fiber connection, so you will download maps and everything in a matter of seconds. But it is up and running, and it's running super fast. So if anybody wants to join on, let me know. I'm probably going to try to game. It depends. I'm supposed to be working on a computer Thursday night, but if not, I will either be playing Borderlands 3 or Coupon again this Thursday night. Anybody's welcome to join. It is a public server, so anybody wants to come in and join in, you can hop in the Discord, or you can just hop in and play. But I recommend hopping in the Discord so we can chat with each other, talk crap to each other, because that's the most fun part. And then it is set to no damage, so you cannot shoot each other. The only way you can hurt each other is hitting people with the balls. I love hitting people with my balls.
He does. It's frightening.
And honestly, anybody who plays Quake 2, there is still a fair amount of Quake 2 servers out there, and there are some of them that have people playing all the time. So if anybody has, if you guys have Quake 2, download the Quake 2 Pro, and I'm probably going to make a tutorial on my website, audiocrazy.com. You can go there. If you go there, the last video, the Quake 2 video I made to the gaming channel, I posted a link to the demo file. So you can download the demo and run it yourself, but you can watch it on the YouTube channel. I'm really getting into playing Quake 2. I'm really having fun with that. It's a tough game to give up, man. It's a long time game. Alexa, oh geez. I love getting that effect out of people. Anyway, people, don't forget, like and subscribe this page if you could, please. That helps us out a lot.
And share us with your friends.
Loved having you guys on here. I just realized
we like being passed around.
Yeah, we ran over a little bit. Not too bad. We're actually doing pretty good on time tonight. Like I said, those of you guys don't know, follow us on, go to audiocrazy.com and you'll see all the links right there up in the top right-hand corner. Follow Nerd Cave, whatever. If you want to join the conversation, join the chat, you can go to our Nerd Cave Dwellers page. That is kind of a free-for-all for people to post everything. So please feel free to post, to chat, whatever. I post their things. We're at the point where there's multiple people are posting throughout the day. So
Yeah. It's really, really great that it's gotten to that point now. So yeah.
Crazy Iris, balls all over you. Yeah. Crazy Iris was actually pretty good. I don't know if she's ever played it before, but I got her into it. They were getting frustrated with it, but yeah, like I said, I'm hoping to get a 3 versus 3 game going here shortly. I've been promoting the server out a little bit more. You can always go to audiocrazy.com. Actually, I'll post another link to my page on my website with all the coupon files that you can go and pre-download them before you log in, or if you connect to the server, it'll automatically download everything. But it's just easier if you download the zip file. Anyway, Beard, we got anything else before?
I think that's it. We've covered everything. I have a whole new idea of things to talk about, but that'll have to wait until next week. So yeah, but yeah, please like, subscribe, share. We appreciate all of it. Get involved in the chat on Nerd Cave Dwellers on Facebook.
Yep,
we love that.
Oh, also, those of you guys, just a reminder, we do upload this as a podcast. If any of your friends are only into listening to podcasts on their phone, you can find us, Nerd Cave Show, on iTunes, Spotify, and on Google Podcasts.
I think.
Yeah, Podbean is where it's at as well. So yeah, you can find us as a audio podcast and listen to on your mobile device, or drive your neighbors nuts with the stereo, which is what I do.
Yes, we like that idea. Nerd Cave decals.
So cool. What is it? Nerd Cave Oh, we need those.
We need to make Nerd Cave decals.
All right, so you guys have a great evening. The chat's been going great. We love you guys, and we will see you guys next week. Stay safe, stay happy, and keep happy with the happy juice.
Happy juice. Good night, folks.